and they were still great after Young. But all right, cut this off. But they weren't the same without him. Without, you know what I mean? It's like after Lennon quit the band, they weren't the same. Mm-hmm. That's how it is. When one leaves, in my opinion, they're not the same.
It's like marriage.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I notice when my wife left, I'm going, this isn't the same. The sex is better because I can just focus on myself. But no, there's something missing.
Yeah, there's something missing.
Yeah.
Folks, give us a call, 866-969-1969. This weekend I'll be at the Treehouse in Westport on Friday, in, I think, New Haven, whatever. Go to Treehouse.
That's the sound you know I'm getting serious. I'm putting my papers together.
Go to treehousecomedy.com. This weekend I'm working with Florentine. It's me and Florentine. I want to thank everybody in Rhode Island for coming out over the weekend. 3 sold-out shows. 3 sold out. Thank you. I don't think that... it's only a 40-seat room. But... thank you, Rhode Island.
Still feels good.
No, it was packed. It was Thanksgiving weekend. It was great, and I had a lot of fun. This weekend we'll be in Connecticut, and tomorrow night I'm in Red Bank somewhere. Look it up. Go to the Stress Factory website because they book a room in Red Bank. I'm there tomorrow night.
866-969-1969. If you know where Rich is playing in Red Bank, New Jersey, we're going to give you some free tickets.
One of our favorite people on the planet is here.
Oh, no, he's yours.
No, he canceled. It's David Feldman. I'm here.
You can't get... we had another comic in... from your era a couple of weeks ago.
Rudy Valley? Eddie Cantor?
No.
From your era? What's that?
No, I mean the kind of comics back in the day when I was a younger comic in the 80s,
Who was it?
Wayne Fetterman was here.
Wayne
Fetterman. And he had that same kind of sense of humor as David, the kind that we love.
Quippy, wonderful at parties, not so great on stage.
The kind of humor that's easy to
overpower.
Yeah. But not intimidating.
The fact that David, we're lucky to get him here.
He's been on the show before.
Yes.
He's a friend of the show. We haven't had too many return guests.
Yeah.
You're one of them.
We've been on a little over a year, I think. Yeah, August was a year, a little over a year. And since then, we've only had 42 return guests. So 43rd is a nice number.
I feel
white good. Man rejoining the show.
So today I'm taking the train into New York, and we do. You know what it is about texting? You do one, and then you got to do another one, then you do another one.
When
and
he says texting, he means texting.
Next thing you know, you don't get your nap on the train, and you're in New York. And that's what Dave and I did all the way into New York.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, we were just discussing politics.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
The Middle East.
Via texting? This is like new for Rich, because usually the minute someone texts him, he'll be like, ah! He gets angry, and then he calls them. And then they don't answer, and then he's angry, and it's like, well, they don't want to talk to you that way.
I want to talk. I like to talk. I'm a talk.
He'll sometimes fax you right after you text him.
That joke went nowhere. Look at we all stared at you.
That was really bad. Did I say that?
And then I
that was so unfunny. I must. I can throw my voice. By the way,
you.
There's a radio show in the morning here, Opie and Jimmy, which used to be Opie and Anthony, and there was a big blowout fight today, which we're not going to talk about.
Oh, well, you just brought it up, though.
But we're very neutral, and I just want to say to our fans, that's between them. Our show is our show.
I love Opie.
Yes.
This is Opie Radio. We're on Opie's network.
Okay.
Was it a political fight?
No, it was personal. And Anthony, who used to be Opie's partner, I did his podcast today.
But that's not who the fight was between.
No.
It was just like one of those. You know what I was thinking when I was listening to it, which I didn't listen to the whole thing? I felt better about you and I, because we've had some pretty big blowout fights on the air.
Have we on the air? Yeah, we have. Yeah. More
in front of people, and they're uncomfortable. I don't know if we had one in front of you.
More on our podcast at home, though. We've had fights on our podcast.
I've cried. I've left.
Yeah, but you came back, and that was the problem. We've had
Tell your joke. I know you want to tell them.
What one?
The one about you don't give your first offer Your last offer first.
Oh, I haven't done that joke in so long.
This is a true story, though. He told me he's going to give me $10,000.
No, 25. I said, we had a big fight. I said, why don't you move out? Here's $25,000. Leave. And she said, that's not enough. And then I realized, never make your final offer first. God, I haven't done that bit in so long. Thanks for reminding me. But that's true. I should have started off at like 7. And then when I got
really
to 25.
Negotiate. Yeah, you don't know how to negotiate to get someone to leave your home. We have another guest. And I why do I think there's a problem with her getting up here tonight? Because there's always a problem. Jill from Ohio. Is it Bill?
Right. Yeah, it's Bill from Ohio.
I can't see the first letter of the name, so just bear with me, folks.
Right. It's Bill.
Thanks. Glad we cleared that up.
About a month and a half ago, I pre-ordered your book. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I wasn't listening, like when it would be coming out. February 23rd. I know it's a long time.
7 o'clock.
Well, okay, it all makes sense now. I will patiently wait. Are you getting the actual copy, or is it going to your... Don't fix it. I want it like this, Lewis.
Mine's staticky.
Look, we have an Ookie on hold.
Cookie.
How's that?
He's going to fix it so I can see the first letter of the name.
Is that better?
Yes. You're starting to sound better to me.
Thank you.
Right. So
black producers matter.
Black producer, Lewis. I don't know your last name.
He's from my hometown.
Right.
Bill, do you have anything else to say?
No, I just appreciate it. Let me know. That's just wanted to find that out.
All right.
What's your book about?
I appreciate you doing that.
I appreciate you writing it.
Go to Cookie first.
I appreciate you for wanting me to write it.
Go to Cookie.
I appreciate you.
I had to hang up on that.
What's it about?
I wrote a book about alien invasion.
No, it's
my biography.
Her memoirs.
My comedic memoirs.
And it's getting great reviews already. It's not even out. She's already gotten great reviews. The LA Times is going to give her a great review. There's a lot of good things happening for my wife.
That must be horrible for you.
He has not read one word of the book.
I want to wait until it comes on tape. And I got a lot of
I did
long
the audio
drives.
version.
I'm not a reader.
I understand Bonnie's book on tape version tells you how to drive while you're listening to it.
I didn't want to tell Rich this before, but on the audio version, I'm always like, I'll say a line and then go, right, Rich?
Are you listening, Rich?
Rich,
you didn't hear a word I said, Rich.
Yeah, I don't know why he thinks the audio version is going to be better. He totally ignores
No, I had the book. I was going to read it, and she took it back. I was going to read it when I was on her. I'm going to read it.
We're not going to be all mean to you today, Rich. A little bit mean, but a little bit nice. Right, Cookie?
That's right, guys. Hey, guys. It's me from last week. It's Cookie in North Dakota.
Yeah.
Yes. What happened last week?
You gave me the nickname, and it stuck. I like Cookie.
Okay. What's up?
I want to say, you all started with a great song. I love Crosby, Stills and Nash. It was great. I was jamming. That's all I got, guys. I want to appreciate you guys' show.
Thank you.
But I thought you wanted to say thank you to Rich.
I did. I said thank you to Rich.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm not going to kiss him. I'm going to say thank you.
Well, thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling. Guys, the calls have to get better than that. Or don't fucking call at all. You know what I mean?
Guess what? When I was listening to radio this morning...
We got guests here to impress.
When I was listening to radio this morning, what's his name? Who's our buddy from North Carolina, Bonnie, that came to introduce me at a club? Why is his name slipping my mind?
Oh, Fontaine?
Fontaine called the morning. He called Opie this morning.
Whoa.
I thought it was our guy, Fontaine. I can't believe the fact that Fontaine is calling
Fontaine.
And he knew a lot about Dante. He's talking about Dante's podcast. You got something to say? Lewis, were you ready to say something?
That's beer.
Is it all right if I drink alcohol?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You're not your usual blustery self.
Well, we got to get this thing moving.
Do you ever drink?
No.
Never?
I haven't had a drink in like 6 hours. So I'm feeling... It's tough, though. But
beer and wine, I don't count. David from Florida.
Hey there, I just wanted to say, Rich, good job on the Anthony Cumia podcast today.
Yeah, I think that went well.
He mentioned that he bought 5 hats of the same type,
Well, different.
He can't wait until he can wear the blue one and the white one when spring comes.
Oh, yes.
Are you a big fashion expert?
Well, yes. The light blue one's going to match 2 shirts I have, and the white one in the summer I'll wear with anything I want. You know, but I can't wear those till the spring or summer. I bought another brown one that I think I'm going to break out next week.
This is
Bonnie, is he actually, does he know what he's talking about, or does he just dress horribly all the time?
How's this horrible?
I don't think he knows what he's talking about, but he's not lying. He's
a clothes horse.
He doesn't read the blogs. I'll tell you that.
He's probably still wearing that same hat he wore on Anthony Cumia's show.
Yeah, well, I changed it on the way over.
He every 4 blocks he changes his hat.
Yeah. Okay. Why? You know, a lot of our listeners are stupid.
You know, we have big guests tonight.
Yeah.
you know, Janine is coming, and Rich is like a nervous wreck about it.
So am I.
About Janine being here?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen for some reason.
Janine Garofalo. She'll come. She texted and said, I'm coming.
Yeah, but there's something going on in the building where, I don't know.
She's not going to just walk out when she gets
here. Does she have your number to text you?
Yes.
Well, keep looking.
I told her 7:15. It's 7:13.
Oh, okay.
I just don't want you to fall apart. I don't want you to be a mess. You know, Janine, I saw you do your show. You were so fantastic. You know, it's like
you are with Gary Goldman.
He's so good. That's how you are with Gary Goldman.
He's a 10.
He's one of the ones we both wish we married, right?
You don't wish you married him. He wouldn't make you laugh around the house as much as I do.
He'd make me think. And occasionally scream. Sorry. I had to say it.
Oh, God.
I do meet men who are have sort of that intellectual flair. And I do sometimes think it would be so fun to just lay in bed and read the paper and talk about stuff. And
we watch the same shows. We both love Fargo. So that's how we connect.
Right.
You know, what are we going to do?
Explain what's going on.
No, you don't. What we're going to do? Read the paper together, and I can listen to your fucking dumb opinions that are completely ridiculous half the time. You know, and then I got to straighten you out. You know, I don't want to do
but that's a problem. It's not an intellectual discussion. It just turns into you yelling at me and then storming out of the room.
I don't storm out. I never leave.
Oh, yeah, that's me storming out. You're right. Because I have to and then you following me. I'm up and down the stairs.
That's it. Make everybody uncomfortable around you.
What's the worst fight you've had this week?
This week?
No, we didn't have any this week. We had a bad fight just a couple weeks ago where I almost took the car keys and said,
"Oh yeah, you go. I'm taking my car back." He's going to take his car back. I was like, "Fine, take it."
Do you fight in front of the kids?
She starts it.
Oh, sure. We don't have a lot of rules in our house.
You know what's good? To ask the child to judge who's right.
Yeah,
and who's
no,
wrong.
We always do that. We say,
That's good.
Can you believe this guy? What he's saying to me right now? No, she's always on my side.
You know what? And I don't remember my parents really fighting that much. Kind of, you know, I wasn't I was really young when they got divorced, and I don't know. I mean, it did fuck my life up, but I can see how it affects my daughter when we fight. Because she'll hug or no, mommy. Sometimes she'll say, "Mommy, leave daddy alone." You know, you're acting like a cunt again. You know, she says that a lot to Bonnie, and I'm like, come on, she's not a cunt this time. But
she told me she knows a bad word that's worse than the F word. I go, what is it? She goes, "Can't."
Is he taking a call on the show?
Yeah, he's fucked up. Oh, you're on the air? Yeah, we're on the air. We can hear you.
I thought it was one of our guests, but they don't have my number, so why would it be?
Yeah, no, you have an impulse control problem. That's what it is.
Oh, what else is wrong? Let's go after my character defects
let's get
again.
into the erectile dysfunction.
I know it's bad. It's bad. You know what's the problem with her? Because if we're going to fool around, I need an hour notice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know.
Yeah, because he's got to take half a blue pill. Do you know that I don't rate a whole blue pill because that's $10. So he only lets me. I'm only worth half a pill.
I was going to get Viagra, but my wife doesn't deserve it. So I just figured.
You get a floppy fish. That's what you deserve.
It's horrible. It's horrible when you're old and you're on the road and you're trying to fucking, you know, spank out a load and it's soft and you can't get out. I know.
Wait. Let me get
you have to take Viagra to masturbate.
I don't.
This is what I said. I said, let me get this straight. I got to take a pill because you've let yourself go.
Oh my God!
Is that how it works, honey? So I got to spend $10 to get an erection because you can't go to the gym?
Let's get this crass humor out of the way before Janine shows up because there'll be none of that.
Oh, what a great fucking line. It's so true. You know what I mean? Like a lot. No, not with you, obviously.
Oh,
no,
God.
but like a lot of times Bonnie and I will have sex from behind and I'll put like a mask on the back of her head. Right?
But it's a raccoon mask. So it's odd. An odd thing to do.
Take a call.
Okay. Frank.
Let's get this all out of the way before Janine gets here.
Yeah.
She's here?
Listen, just wait 1 second, Frank. Let me just talk to our listeners. When Janine gets here, can we get some calls? Pretend this is a real show.
Yes.
Maybe just a slight political thing or something intelligent thing.
866-969-1969.
All right, go ahead. And I don't want the N-word guy calling when Janine is here.
You mean I can't ask her if I can fuck her?
What did he say?
I can't ask her if I can fuck her.
Wow, your audience is getting much more sophisticated. Now they're asking first.
Yes. No, Frank, you may not.
Yeah, especially without
You can say, I find you highly appealing. That's an okay thing to say.
So what do I say about my hard-on? I find it very appealing. What do I tell her?
I don't need a blue pill when I'm around you.
Perfect. That's perfect. I just want to.
The only thing that's blue around you are my
balls.
Hey, listen, when she comes
you wanted
up,
to just dot.
I wanted a dot.
Here's the thing: when she comes, do not make me carry this. Okay, I can't carry this.
I know it's going to happen.
It from day one. You've been carrying it from day one.
Thank you. Frank knows.
Well, Frank, the man should carry it, shouldn't he?
Obviously, listen, I like that fact that you'd let him put a raccoon mask on your ass is incredible.
It's on the back of her head.
It's not on my ass.
All right, kiddies, have a good one.
Thank you.
All right.
Lady
Is that her?
Yeah.
She's here. Okay, guys. Faces. Let's get ready. Hi, cutie. Good to see you. You look amazing.
Thank you. I didn't know Dave was going to be here. I made necklaces for you because I didn't know you were going to be here. I would have made you. And you, I didn't. How would I know? Oh, no.
Janine Garofalo's in the studio looking as cute as could possibly be. Some red boots and a faux fur jacket.
Sit here.
Yeah, yes.
Anywhere's fine.
Okay. Just sit.
I'm so sorry about the necklace.
Hey, listen,
callers, be ready.
Dave, thank you for coming in.
Dave, we don't need you anymore. Thank you.
Do you have anything you want to plug or a podcast? Oh, look at this.
You can use this bookmark if you don't.
Rich will never take this off. Janine, I don't think you know what's happening with my husband and you.
You don't have to untie it. It stretches over your head if you want.
I have a big head.
You gotta take your cans and your glasses off. I'm sorry about. I had no idea.
Is this?
I would have.
It's okay.
She's
walking around. I feel like I'm watching her at Gotham.
Deconstruct.
Okay, give her a minute.
All right, look, take Lady Trucker
feel
real.
free to ask me anything while I'm doing it. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Take Lady Trucker.
We're going to take, we take calls on the show, 866-969-1969.
There's
not from right-wing troll.
No, these are all Democrats who are very intelligent people.
Yes.
Feel the burn.
What's that?
Bernie Sanders. Feel the burn.
Oh, I didn't know that was...
Look at you.
I'm a fan of Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. I just know his phrases. Feel the burn. So.
Feel the burn. Lady Trucker.
Janine, we're not a political show whatsoever.
No, you don't have to be political.
We're not aggressive.
Feel the burn.
Oh.
We're not rude.
We're not rude people.
No. I wasn't planning on being political. I just was saying that sometimes when people say callers, I have an emotional reaction when I worked at the radio station.
Oh. No, these people are amazing. Lady Trucker, show what we're talking about.
She's not listening to Lady Trucker.
I hear you. Oh,
Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mrs. Trucker.
To all the
I think also, Janine, the title Lady Trucker sort of says how elevated we are with the callers.
Yeah. Broke that glass ceiling in the trucking industry.
Yes.
We had Trucker Talk last week. Lady Trucker, why didn't you call in last week when we did Trucker Talk?
Baby powder.
I don't know.
Baby was really good in here. Baby powder.
You know what? She gave us necklaces and she's blowing smoke around the room. Is this some kind of powder? Is this a ritual?
No, I have a terrible BO and it was still in the shrug. So
wow. You're getting the exclusive here on Janine Garofalo and her BO problem.
I do.
I'm a sweater. I sweat. Looks like China.
Hold on.
It's just baby powder.
You use baby powder.
Just a hint of anthrax.
Oh God, I can't breathe. Sorry, go ahead, Lady Trucker.
Oh, I just want you guys to know I do call other podcasts every day of the week.
This is not a podcast. This is a radio show.
I'm sorry. You guys are a real radio show.
Yes.
This is Drive Time in LA.
By the way, this baby powder, it does smell like freshly ground baby.
Yes, it does.
It gives you all of the baby. Really butchered, small batch, artisanal, farm to table baby.
Get on the mic, goddammit!
It's like smelling a baby's head. Remember how beautiful a baby's head?
That's because they put a baby powder on.
Yeah, but what about a baby foot? In the mouth, goes right in the mouth. Oh, look, there's water.
Yeah,
and seltzer.
If you want coffee or soda,
no, water's great. Where do I sit?
There's
right here.
Yeah, and there's water. Put these on.
This is a fucking. This is.
Put my cans on. Am I late?
No,
you're perfect. We started the show at 7.
Oh, okay.
But we thought we'd get through some of
One of your texts had 7:20, one had 7:15.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
So I was going to split
my texts delete very quickly because I need the space.
So what were you saying, Mrs. Trucker?
I remember why I missed your show last week. I was trying to outrun a blizzard and got stopped by a tornado that was in front of me.
Well, you know what? First of all,
you got to turn that.
Turn them on.
Thank you for calling, and you do call a lot of shows because I remember you from other shows. But you got to admit, we brought it to another level of radio, Bonnie and I. And we're not even radio hosts. We're just comics that they threw in front of microphones.
Just happen to be married. That doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Have a hit movie.
But it's such an honor to talk to a comedy legend like you, Rich.
Thank you.
And the author that's so,
Well, Bonnie,
I can't wait to read your book, Bonnie.
Of course.
Her book's going to be bestseller. Our movie, please. When you get Judd Apatow and Albert Brooks to tweet our movie, what else do you know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying.
Albert Brooks didn't tweet our movie.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
You get.
I'm lying. What the fuck?
Oh,
he liked our movie.
Can swear?
Oh yeah, this is serious. He liked our movie.
Yeah.
Now, is there only one woman that was on your movie that had died?
What's that?
Yes, just the one woman died.
In what?
Joan Rivers. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure you didn't have some kind of, unlucky streak going there or something.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Like Poltergeist, the curse of Poltergeist.
The curse of very
Well, because it took us like 3 or 4 years to make the movie. So in the movie, Christopher Hitchens passed away, and
Patrice O'Neill passed away. There was 4 dudes.
Christopher Hitchens, you said you weren't political.
No, but we used him in the movie based on his Vanity Fair article about women not being funny. And our movie's titled Women Aren't Funny, so we were using him as an example.
He was a professional contrarian, that one.
Yes.
He enjoyed winding people up.
Yes. He one time was on 60 Minutes, and they went through a list of things people had said about him, like really horrible things. And he was like, I don't know if he actually had a glass of...
I'm sure he had a glass of scotch.
Brown liquid, yeah. And he was like, sounds about right.
He's the type of person that loves criticism, which I don't understand. I really don't believe any press is good press, or if people are talking about you, it's good. And also, I'm a fan of kill the messenger.
Yes.
Because
I agree with you.
How will they learn if they aren't told not to tell you bad things people say about you?
But why do they do it, Janine? Why do they tell you bad things?
I'm just letting you know. I mean, I don't think so. Or
Right.
It's like when people say that I always defend you.
Yes.
Right. You know what? I just parted with my management company, and he told me
we
talked
read
on the phone.
Variety. We
So I'm talking. I'm talking to him.
We know.
And I don't know why he said let's talk.
Stock in CAA plummeted this morning.
THR.
I'm talking to him on the phone yesterday, and all I'm doing is feeling bad because he's telling me how he can't sell me. Okay, and all I'm doing out of this call is feeling horrible, which I know I'm successful at what I do because I've been doing it for 32 years. So how did he turn around the call, and I'm feeling like I am worth nothing?
All managers do it because there's no accountability for them not trying to do their best to get you work. So when that doesn't happen, then it is never their fault. It's always...
Well, because I think also one of the things that we're led to believe is that the manager is going to manage your career when really they're managing your expectations.
Well,
and they're like,
they're fielding phone calls if there's some heat on you.
Right.
But you got to create.
They're not proactive; they're reactive for the most part. Occasionally, though, there are the occasional manager or agent who really is proactive. Those are few and far between, though.
I had Iceberg Slim as my manager.
But you know what? Were you were you the bottom bitch?
Yeah.
Or were you the mid? Were you mid bitch? Or
I didn't make a lot of money, and I gave.
And
I'm
sorry, I just swore I don't like to work blue.
But he reminded me why I wasn't making any money, and I felt good about it.
Uh-huh.
So.
I actually had a PowerPoint presentation once. I won't mention who did it about why I can't get work there. Honestly, I had to sit down with a group of people representing me with, it was a king because there was things on the computer that were pulled up, reasons why.
Oh my God, that's awful.
I don't get work. And I remember thinking that, and actually I wept on the couch whilst witnessing this PowerPint.
And what did they do when you were weeping?
Actually, then
a couple of
Here's why you should not be crying. We have
another one.
No, then they held up the phone and took that picture and added it to the.
Yes.
No, actually, a couple of them felt horrible. Honestly,
they should have felt
horrible.
horrible.
Didn't expect it.
Well, here's what I said: managers and agents. A good salesperson can turn no's into yeses. That's what a good salesperson does. Anybody can turn a yes into a yes.
Find an interesting way in, like thinking outside the bun.
Everything I do outside the box, everything we do in this business, either her or I or together, we do on our own. We have to do it on our own because no one's given us fucking opportunity.
But that's a good lesson to learn, and it's one that sometimes it hurts when you learn it, but you do realize that you have to sort of make it happen with or without the representation, which I guess is as it should be in a certain way.
I always remember that bit that Margaret Cho, she did it in her first special, the concert special, and she said that they had a meeting. And they came to her and they said, well, we had a meeting that you need to lose weight. And she said, it wasn't that they told her she had to lose weight, but the fact that they had a meeting about it.
Oh, there's always meetings because people have to justify the job. There has to be layers of bureaucracy that get to the memos and the things about you that are not acceptable.
Yes. Oh, God. So
Can't
tragic.
they be positive? Can't they be positive? Like, hey,
well, they say, we just want you to be healthy. We just want you to be healthy. We want you to feel good about yourself.
Yes.
Are these women saying it?
Women. Yeah, there's what are they? Not comply.
Capos.
No. The people that made common cause with like the Nazis,
the
sympathizers,
and, the collaborators.
Collaborators.
Yes. Why do you look at me when you say Nazi?
Are you not Jewish?
Am I drinking seltzer?
Yes. Is your name not Feldman?
When you prick me, do I bleed? No, I don't.
Yes.
Not that much. Not that much.
So are the horns.
He's a hoarder, even of his own blood.
You're not Jewish.
No, but people very often do think I've said this a million times, Jewish and gay. They just do. Which is fine. You know, it's not I don't take it as a criticism, and it makes me far more.
I would hate that.
It makes me a lot more interesting than an asexual atheist. It gives me more texture.
Here's what I don't understand. With one, you have and had a great career.
I did in the 90s.
No, you still know right now, but I don't understand why you're not.
But we watched you, you know.
When I watch you at Gotham, I'm going, hands down, great. I can't, I was so impressed. Why? Who the fuck am I? But you see so many comics.
Fox.
You see so many comics, and
He's
I go,
a legend.
No, I'm going, how fucking funny is this? When we were watching, and then when I'm driving, if I'm listening to Sirius Radio or Bits, like maybe 3 people will make me
But actually, when you cut them up like that, Bits, it doesn't translate well. Like when you hear it on the radio and stuff like that.
No, we listened to one that they played of you that was very long, and it was great.
Yeah, we were.
Beginning to end.
We pulled over and we had sex. It was so good.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! You're welcome.
Put it in me.
And you're a visionary. I mean, I not to embarrass you, but you really are a visionary.
I'm not.
No, you are.
I would further pile on the praise.
But thank you.
Here's what I don't understand. And because I struggle in clubs all the time, because I used to sell tickets.
What about the audience?
How do they feel?
Who cares about them?
It's a two-way street.
Who cares? But how come you're not doing doing theaters all over the country? Or you could easily sell out any improv.
No. Well, here's a couple of things. First of all, I don't have any social media platforms, and also I don't do that kind of work and press and stuff that it takes to, as they say, put asses in seats.
Yeah.
I do smaller venues, which I actually do better in.
Of course.
But, there's times when you sell tickets more and you don't. Like in the 90s, they were bigger. Now, on the road, the average is between like 350, 500 seats, and it's usually venues that are not traditionally comedy clubs. But, I don't do a lot of the things that people do to make it known that you're touring and things like that.
But you don't have to. If I was a club owner, say I own an improv, I don't think there's any improv on the planet that wouldn't want you in their club, at least on the Friday, Saturday. You wouldn't even
I actually don't like to do Friday, Saturdays at comedy clubs proper on the road. I like to do Sunday through Thursday. It's a different vibe. It's just more interesting.
Yeah.
But I still struggle in different rooms. It's case by case. The way that I do stand up is not a surefire thing.
You're an artist.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not being self-deprecating. I'm just saying that I feel like I have not achieved a level where I could say artist. And also, I find that word is just used too liberally. People. And also,
it's never been used in this room before.
I'd say you were a good artist.
but I'll accept that. That I will accept.
Listen,
you are an artist.
But you are. Janine, this is the thing.
Come on, we can talk about something. That's very nice that you're complimenting me, but I don't.
Well, this is the thing that I've been thinking about lately is that you are really a true original, and nobody has done what you did before or after.
That's not true.
That is not true. I think that is true.
What?
Well, Maria Bamford's great, but she's her own thing
too. Yeah,
she might be influenced by.
No, Maria Bamford's not. She is her own thing, and there's plenty of people that have been doing the way I do stand up is not like I'm trying to be a pioneer of anything. I just happen to have a certain way of doing it that it speaks to actually a lack of discipline and a difficulty memorizing certain things. And also, I do like to keep it open each time I go on.
And dangerous.
No, it's not, and not even dangerous because that actually gives it a nobility. It's not for that. It's just, your style, that phrase, your style chooses you. It just sort of worked out that way.
Can I tell you, because I'm going through, I'm trying to write a new act. Mm-hmm. And I walk.
Thank God.
Oh my God,
they said in unison. Now that's what it's a marriage. That's a marriage right there.
Well, before I have to just wait one second. I have to tell the story of when I saw Janine for the first time after years and years. We were at Gotham, and then I go, "Oh, you know my husband." And you know that old joke, when just somebody walks in, you go, "You know my husband." Janine thought that's what I was doing,
and she laughed. I didn't know you guys were married. See, because I'm a Luddite, I don't know anything, and I thought she was just doing that thing. I was aware of both of you for years, but did not know you were together.
Well, go ahead.
And clearly thought I'd made a mistake, like everyone else.
No, that's a caveat she has added. It's like a yes and.
I get it. I get it. Look, I'm perceived in this business as the tough crowd. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm just a regular blue-collar guy.
Pants on one leg at a time. One leg at a time. But he refuses, he still puts his shoes on first, which makes no sense.
The problem is my big toe always gets caught in my underwear, and I always trip around the house. Uh-huh. Does that happen?
You have to sit down. You have to sit. and put them on.
I've told him many times, Janine.
Now, David, what were you going to say?
Well, I want to ask Bonnie a question. How many people have said this? How did Bonnie end up with a guy like Rich Voss?
It's just continually on my Twitter.
Hey, listen, when I met Bonnie...
joke, but how many guys joke like, God, can you believe Bonnie traded up and got Rich Voss?
No, yes, people do say that also.
As a
but
joke,
you know what
right?
people say? They say, you're funnier than your husband. But they say it because it's not... No, but it's not a compliment because basically it's like... They're giving the underdog a little...
For a female. But the thing
they would never say to him, like, you're funnier than your wife, even though...
It actually makes perfect sense now that...
What?
That you are married, your sensibility, it does make perfect sense. I had no idea, though, I never know when I just found out about Swedish House Mafia. Maybe
I don't know about that.
They were huge. They're not even together anymore. They're three DJs.
Oh.
Well...
Huge. I saw a documentary on them.
I couldn't tell you one DJ.
Yeah. I don't follow DJs.
I couldn't tell you one.
EDM, the kids are into electronic dance music.
Cousin Brucey, I know. Was he a DJ? Here's the thing with Bonnie. When I met Bonnie, I was in the top of my game. I mean, I was on fire.
You were at the top of your game. I'm sorry.
Did I say in or
You
at?
said in. Well, maybe you were in the top of your game, but I
was at the top of my game. I'm not. I don't have a great vocabulary for a comic. I was at the top of my game.
Though, I think you could.
I was at the top of my game.
Those are available.
The first season of Last Comic, which was big. Tough crowd, radio, working on the Oscars. I had a lot of shit going on. Okay, you don't think. You know what? I was dating the hairdresser
Talk to Janine.
I was dating the hairdresser from The View. Okay.
Wow.
She won 2 Emmys for hairdressing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, she does have her work cut out for her. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of hair to be done.
This was years ago.
Right?
This was years ago.
Oh, from the beginning till now.
But meeting Bonnie.
There's a lot of bouffant styles.
You know how everybody says that you have a what is it?
I'm so glad that you chose me. Have I ever said that before?
No,
I really did mean it. Thank
someone
you for
says
choosing
she's
me.
my soulmate.
You had a lot of
she's my soulmate
choices.
because it's like being. You know what it is? I feel like I'm married to me. She reminds me of me.
That's the worst thing anyone's ever said to me. By the way, one time somebody said we'd done stand up at a theater or whatever, and then they said you guys seem similar, like in your cadence and some of your jokes, and we both were so offended that somebody thought we were similar.
I actually don't think that you're similar as stand-ups.
No, not at all.
But I do see why you are, personality-wise, it does make sense. Now, had either of you been married prior to this?
Yeah, I have a 25 and a 23-year-old daughter. Two daughters, 25 and 23.
And were you married to somebody who was in the business?
No,
he was married to his daughters.
No, I was married to my ex-wife.
Sister daughters.
My ex-wife,
wives.
Kelly, who was fantastic. Bonnie, here's a great story. Bonnie was pregnant with our child, and we told the story, but I'll tell you, it's funny.
When he says our child, I always wink, and it's not anything. I don't know why that happens.
It's a nervous
weird.
tick.
Yes.
But you're not coughing anymore, which is good.
I've controlled that.
Bonnie,
and straining your tie. She's still pulling at her tie.
Bonnie's 8 months pregnant, and she's ironing, which is I usually do. I don't know why she was ironing, but I was talking to my ex-wife on the phone.
I was nesting.
I was talking to my ex-wife on the phone, and she knew I was talking to Kelly. So I'm talking, and Kelly hangs up, and I keep talking, and I go, okay, I love you.
I had to sit down. I was like, what happened?
But my ex-wife and I stayed good friends throughout our...
Right.
My ex-wife used to babysit our daughter, because she used to live by us. And I had 2 daughters with her, so why am I going to fight the rest of my...
No, that's a very good sign. You would want a spouse to still be friends, because how they treat the spouse before you is indicative of what might happen to you, in the future.
That's a very good point.
We used to go hang at my ex-wife's house, her husband and her and me.
Look at us. We don't have friends.
Like Bruce and Demi. Bruce and Demi.
Yes, we're very...
We don't have a lot... In our town, we don't have a lot, We'd go to my kids' basketball games when they were in high school.
Remember when Raina was a baby and we took her over there, we have no one else to show.
So look what we did. Look what we did.
We went to my ex-wife's house. My ex-wife used to have a cleaning business and used to clean our house, too, and babysit our daughter. She moved to North Carolina, and it is now. We're just in our town, and Bonnie...
I have made new friends.
Bonnie made new friends. Bonnie
book club? Are you in a book club?
No, but we do some wine sometimes.
Do you have a mommy blog? You got a mommy blog?
No.
Bonnie goes to CrossFit.
I don't know if they know what blogs are. I told them I did a podcast. They had no idea.
What year is it? They don't know what blogs are?
I know. This was, of course, 2 years.
One of her friends is, well, she goes to CrossFit too. She's like into CrossFit.
Oh, God. Please don't make me sound like a horrible, disgusting.
Well, no,
on paper, it's all.
P90X, like Paul Ryan, who pretends to read the Fountainhead. Paul Ryan.
Yeah.
He didn't read the Fountainhead.
P90X.
I just want that made clear that he's never.
How do you know that?
Paul Ryan. Nobody's ever finished it, by the way, even academics. And Paul Ryan, least of all, is going to read the Fountainhead. Come on now.
I wrote a paper on it, Janine.
Did you really?
No, I did read it, though.
I don't think
Did you finish it?
I believe I did.
It's very, very good. It was just dense. I know that I should have. And I know that it's a great book.
I wasn't in college when I did all my reading, so I didn't have anybody guiding me at that time.
Are you
so
just trying to brag that you went to college?
No, I'm saying I didn't.
Now, Ayn Rand was originally Anne Rosenberg, right?
Yes.
Oh, I did. No, I didn't know that.
Come on.
In fact, I swear.
Related to the Rosenbergs, do you think?
I wish she had ended up the same way. But originally it was called The Fountain Blue.
You're such a jerk.
I don't get it. I honestly
The Fountain Blue.
It's in Miami.
Ayn Rand was Jewish. She really was.
Okay, but I don't understand what the fountain.
The Fountain Blue is where all the Jews in Miami go.
Oh.
That's what I took
It's
my
a
daughter.
Jew joke for Jews.
They redid the Fountain Blue.
That's how they are. Alienating to
This
everyone
is why
else.
I am where I am. Just because I think that's funny and nobody
No, I'm
else.
sure that it is. Don't judge by me not knowing the fountain.
But she was Jewish.
Okay, I accept that.
Yeah.
Trent from Indiana, what do you have to say?
He gets the Fountain Blue joke.
Did you get it?
There.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you.
I hate
love
that.
your guys' show. So,
Thank you.
I wanted to ask, actually, Janine. I'm a big fan, too.
Thank
you. From here in the Midwest in Indiana. And little education, too, as an attorney here. But is 29 too young for you is what I wanted to know.
Unfortunately, yes. I am. Congratulations on being so young, but unfortunately, I'm an AARP, and I feel the gap is just too big. But I do appreciate it.
Indiana wants me, but I won't go back there.
I remember that.
Why?
Song.
Bloomington?
No, they won't use me, Bloomington.
Oh my God, that room is so good. The Comedy Attic is fantastic.
Oh God, that's the guy.
Every room that someone else says is a great room, Rich goes, oh, they won't have me back.
No, he never had me. He's the one that compared me.
Oh, he said we do different kinds of acts.
The caller's still on the line, though. Before we get to he's still here. So let's not forget that the very nice lawyer from Indiana has phoned.
Yeah, well, actually, I went to Indiana University and lived in Bloomington for a while, so it's a great place.
It is great. I love Bloomington.
Did you ever make it there? Yeah.
Yeah, they have the Bloomington Comedy Festival now, too.
Yes. Yeah, actually, that's awesome, too. Yeah, and the nostalgia there, it's pretty neat of being out in the country, kind of, and still it's pretty liberal. And so I like it.
Yeah, Bloomington's good. It's very good.
You know what, Jarrett, the guy that runs Bloomington, you call in the show and I'll make you a bet. You bring me to your club, and if I don't do well, you don't pay me. There you go.
Why are you saying it to the lawyer?
He's going to run interference. He's going to draw up the contracts.
He's a lawyer.
What kind of lawyer are you?
Corporal, actually. Here in Indianapolis is where I live. So all the fun legal contracts and...
are you willing to represent Rich in this case?
Well, here's the thing. Some club in Indianapolis wants me to go back there. It used to be Crackers, and now they... Whatever.
Okay.
But it's a different club now. It's a different club now. Crackers is where we worked, and they told you. Remember,
I don't like you pointing at me and yelling Crackers.
Remember when we did? Remember when we did morning radio and we did Bob and Tom, and they told you to dress up for it?
Yeah.
Well, the first problem there is morning radio, and then Bob and Tom or so and so in the morning.
I know. Morning radio.
Get dressed up for morning. Why? Do people see
Trent.
you?
That's what they told her. Was
it a joke?
No, they said she took me into her office and she said, now tomorrow, when you're doing radio, maybe dress up a little, put a little lipstick on. She goes,
why?
They like that sort of thing.
Who's they?
The gentlemen that Bob and Tom that run the show.
That is, I hope you
trust me.
responded appropriately to that.
Yeah, I dressed right. I put on a ball gown.
That's what I meant. You hit the Sephora. You made a stop at Sephora.
Yes. She called Rita Rudner and said, listen.
I had a full
How do I be more feminine, Rita? How do I speak in non-threatening tones and wear a nice business casual type of outfit? Right. Rita Rudner. This is fine.
One of the best joke writers, if you ask me.
I think of Rita Rudner, though, because I always think, like, when I go on some of these clubs are so dirty and stuff, like of her with her gown getting, I just imagine her running around New York back in the day, like.
But maybe she dressed like that all the time.
Yeah.
So,
no, when I asked her.
It was an easy transition.
When I said to her, I go, did you do the road? She goes, yeah, I used to do all the crappy one-nighters.
She's cool. I like her.
She was so nice to us. But I remember she said, yeah, I used to do the crappy. I don't know when she made the transition.
She actually did. She's been around forever. She actually did work the road. She's one of those, workhorse, and that's not a criticism, workhorse.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I just even backtracked
on saying workhorse. Can we use the
word
stalwart?
I was going to say road dog, but even that sounds pejorative, but it's not.
That's not good.
Worker bee.
Can we say drone? Would that be fine?
Not right now. No, don't say that in front of an Afghani. So.
Did you start? Where did you start?
Oh, you're like every other.
How'd you know I'm part Afghani?
Your sweater.
Where did you start comedy? In New York?
Both Rhode Island, Boston, and actually a little bit. I was at Providence College in Rhode Island, so I started doing open mics in Rhode Island. Then I would drive in to do open mics in Boston, and then for a while I was in Houston. And then Los Angeles.
Were you I just was in Rhode Island over the weekend, but were you in Boston during the early DeGavin, Lenny Clark, and...
Well, they had started in the 70s, but they were certainly huge.
Sweeney and all those.
Time, Steve Sweeney, Don Gavin.
Yeah.
But you got success so quickly, right? Like within...
Well, I don't know. I started in 85, and then I just happened to be in the right place at the right time around 92. Yeah, I mean, I happened to gotten very lucky because of Ben Stiller and Gary Shandling. They had 2 shows, and they were kind enough to ask me to participate in those shows. Had that not happened, I don't know what would have. If things would have unfolded.
But were you doing the clubs up there like Nick's and the Connection? Were you doing?
I was doing Comedy Connection. I bombed at Nick's a couple of times. I didn't do well at Nick's, but I did the clubs in the city and outside in the outer boroughs.
Like Plums. I used to do the one-nighters up there in Boston,
and the
in Worcester,
room and all kinds of stuff.
And they had so many rooms.
And there was NACA college stuff too. I was doing NACA.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
So many great comics came out of Boston. I mean, so many fucking Tingle and Stephen Wright.
Well, sort of Goldthwait, but he was originally from Syracuse. Stephen Wright and
Crimmins, Dana Gould, Tom Kenny,
right.
Yeah,
Jay Leno.
I think Marin
Paula Poundstone.
Was Paula Poundstone from there?
She was. Yes. And then she went to San Francisco, I think.
A lot of the Boston comics would go to San Francisco and to Boston and New York and L.A. would switch. But you saw a lot of Boston comics would go to San Francisco. They were going back and forth, which I don't know why.
Well, I think it's because you can never make it in your hometown. Somehow you're a novelty elsewhere, and you don't get the same reaction.
Well, because they haven't seen you at your worst yet.
And I was a San Francisco comic. The reason we always went to Boston was we related to the Boston comics because the Boston comics knew they had to go to New York, and the San Francisco comics knew we had to go to L.A.
Right, but Tom Sawyer had anything to say about it.
Right.
Tom Sawyer from Cubs, he hated when people went to L.A.
Yes. My first marriage, our honeymoon was San Francisco, and I did a weekend at the Holy City Zoo. The room was no bigger than... It was like where everybody in San Francisco started, right?
Yeah,
Robin Williams, everybody.
Did you ever play?
The Holy City Zoo. And it was my honeymoon. I figured, what the heck, I might as well make a couple extra bucks. Right?
Well, it's weird that didn't work out. Dino, South Carolina.
Who laughed harder on your wedding night, the audience or your wife?
Well, Dino,
you just got served. Fist bump.
You just got Feldman.
Boom. I'll tell you a story about our wedding after this, but Dino, go ahead. You wanted to ask Janine something?
Yes. Is it true she was offered the part in Fight Club?
I actually had that part in Fight Club
Are you allowed to talk about it?
Yeah. I mean, it's happened. It's all true.
You're violating the first rule.
I had dinner with David Fincher. He handed me the script and he said, if you like it, this part is yours. Of course, I said yes immediately. And then Ed Norton dinged me. He felt I was not up to the task of doing it, which is certainly his prerogative. He's a great actor, and he felt I was not a great actor. And then he wanted Courtney Love to play the part, which Brad Pitt said no to. So the compromise was Helena Bonham Carter. But I did ask, can I screen test with Ed? I can't appreciate why he would think I was not up to the task. And he was sort of developing it with David Fincher. But, contracts had already passed hands, and my agent was beside himself. And I remember being on the phone with David Fincher saying, can you do that? Just rescind? And he goes, apparently.
Oh, God.
But I do feel that Helena Bonham Carter was excellent. I don't think I would have been as good as she was in it.
You would have been.
And I probably would have had a very unhappy experience knowing that the main guy did not want me there and was
that would have
already under the impression I was not very good. So
I don't know if I would have been able to do something in that kind of situation. I need a lot of positive reinforcement.
It would have been very, very difficult to have to prove yourself, and there's no way you can win in that situation.
Right. Why? You're doing it in a marriage.
What?
Nothing.
Acting the scenes from Fight Club?
Yes, we do.
But yes, Dino, that's what happened. But I think it worked out because Helena Bonham Carter's a wonderful
she's
actor.
Great. She really is. But I think you could have.
I would have been great had I done it and done it well. I mean, who knows if I would have done it well? It would have been because that's a great movie. And, but yeah, Edward Norton, who I still see to this day because he lives near me, refuses to acknowledge me, even though we've been at places with mutual friends.
And be like, hello.
He won't, he doesn't seem to want to say hello. Brad Pitt actually apologized for it, though, oddly. I ran into Brad Pitt after that.
Oh, thank you for staying on the line.
But Brad Pitt said, hey, I heard about what happened. I'm really sorry. Which was, I thought, nice, and he didn't have to do that. But, there you go.
Did you make out with him?
I did not. He was with Jennifer Aniston at the time at this birthday party.
Oh, well, what can you do? So when you started getting all these roles, it happened pretty quickly.
It happened very, very fast. And it was one of those things that, when you're sort of you're in. That's what I meant about agents and managers. They're just fielding calls. Although having said that, my agent at the time, who is now again my agent, thank goodness, David DiCamillo, was a very proactive guy, a very, very proactive guy who started representing me before any of this happened. So that's how you have a agent that believes in you. But and then I, of course, made the hugest mistake in my life and decided after 12 years, I'm going to go to CAA. Don't do that, people. Don't go to CAA. Never do that.
Never go to CAA.
You'll probably never work again. And when I left CAA, they were like, okay, see ya. It was the easiest phone call.
I saw you do a show. I think it was a couple nights later. You said you
they were like, okay.
I
didn't fire that. I just called to say I'm thinking of leaving, and it was good, great. See ya. And then the same thing happened with ICM, and then I went to ICM, and it was another bust. Nobody there was particularly interested in me, and when I left there, it was the same thing. And then I said, should I talk to the other agents that were representing me? Nope, no, that's fine. See ya. And then, so now, luckily, I'm with David DiCamillo again. I should have never left in the first place, and he was gracious enough to take me back. But it happened very quickly, and David DiCamillo had a lot to do with that, really taking advantage of the Ben Stiller show and the Larry Sanders show, as a good agent would do. But as quickly as it started, as intense as it was, it ended that quickly about 10 years later.
Wow.
And then everything went away.
Well, when it was happening, though, I'm always curious, were you scared? Was it, overwhelming? What was going on? Because
it felt... It felt unusual. It seemed like this is not right. This is not right. Why is this happening? Because there's much more talented people that should be getting these parts. So what happens is there's a period. Sometimes what happens is you get a bunch of opportunities you may not deserve, and then when it goes away, you don't get any opportunities. Some which you may deserve.
Right.
If all that you would ask is an opportunity to try, and that gets taken away certain times.
You, as a comic, you always have that to fall back on.
Well, luckily, yes. There's always, thank goodness, and I don't know how people who don't have another thing to and it's not a fallback. It's something that that is my main interest. And I never stop.
Not just for money, for artistic expression.
It's just something I enjoy very, very much, and I have if I have any skill whatsoever, and I don't have any skills in many areas of life. But
dry cleaning, I think that's one of the ones.
Actually, I'm not that good. Dry cleaning, not that good.
Bit
of a dilettante.
I saw you take a sweater out
bit of a dilettante with dry
powder.
But the thing is what I have in my favor, I guess, is I am not uncomfortable speaking in front of groups of people.
Right.
For whatever reason, that is, and nor am I uncomfortable in front of, like when I did start acting, which wasn't until I was 27, it's not like I had trained or planned on it, and I wasn't uncomfortable doing it, oddly. And that might be narcissism. Luckily, it's tempered with a lot of self-loathing, so it keeps it grounded.
I think that's like a comedian thing, is to be like, your ego is just
huge ego
and
with terrible fragility.
Yes,
which is a lot of people in law enforcement, politics, and entertainment.
And same with people in recovery. It's basically you're so self-centered, but you.
Well, that's just like people. Recovery isn't a subset. It's over 23 million humans who are addicts.
Yeah,
and in recovery, that's just a byproduct of. You can be any walk of life can be an addict and or in recovery.
Yeah, that's true. But it's a very, just like entertainment, it's a very self-centered disease, and very, it's all about how am I going to drink and get high, and
so a lot of things like hoarding and a lot of other behaviors can be most people are very self-centered. And in some ways, understandably, yourself. You're always inside yourself.
Right.
Well, more so now, I think. I didn't mean to interrupt you. No, I want to talk. I think people are more self-centered now. I'm talking.
But how would we know? Because we weren't around before. But I take your point. Well, with the selfies and the vanity and the
social media,
stuff like that. Yet it seems
I'll
very
throw this curveball into the conversation,
Yes.
which is back in the day they didn't have anything to look at or to do, so they just sat around thinking. And I bet it was a lot about themselves.
Well, they had chores. Well, I think
they did their chores.
There was nobody more self-centered than Rene Descartes. Am I right?
Yes. That Descartes man. He was so
self-centered. I think, therefore I am. But he said it in Latin.
Right.
Total.
Gave him some
poser Latin. Cogito.
Gave him some gravitas.
At least Cuban? I think it was Rene.
Was he Cuban?
No, not that I know of, but maybe Rene. That might be French Cajun. From Louisiana. Renee's a very popular name for the males in that area.
Yeah. So
okay, so maybe the recovery thing, but when it comes to entertainment, it's all about you. It's me. Like you're selling yourself. It's me.
I disagree with you.
Why?
Right, Janine?
Well, you're actually trying to be a people pleaser.
Right.
But don't forget, how about corporate, Wall Street, all these, that is the most self-centered business is hedge fund guys.
But don't you have to be out of yourself? Don't you have to be generous, have a generous spirit?
Well, ideally, yes. A person who is a good actor is
subsuming the ego.
Wants the whole to be good. And actually, I actually do. And sometimes you're considered difficult for that. Mm-hmm. Especially if you are female. I don't want to get into the gender biases of it, but if you are a female and you're not protected by the umbrella of sustained career success, you're quite vulnerable. If you speak out on behalf even of the whole, right. It just, because nothing is prized more than obedience, especially in network television and in studio film. Obedience.
And marriage.
And in marriage.
And in marriage. But when one speaks up, even in service of the whole, and selflessly, that it is still perceived as a real pain in somebody's ass, that somebody's asking questions about holes in the script, or I think actually this character should say this line, not me, all this kind of stuff. You're still perceived as a real onion in the ointment.
I think I'm perceived a lot as an onion in the ointment, but I never really think of it in terms of, I think I just, I wouldn't necessarily put it into gender terms, because I think I just am an asshole a lot of times, and I don't use enough words sometimes when I'm making my point. So I feel like I do, but I don't think I ruffle people any more than you do.
Well, no,
I'm talking about in certain structures in office setting. I have noticed that when a fellow cast member who happens to be male speaks up, it is taken in a different way. You can visually see the writers take it in different.
Right.
But also, the main thing you need is sustained career success as your protection. If you don't have that, it doesn't matter your gender, you're going to be really perceived as a difficulty. Somebody who is considered,
I do believe that,
more successful, definitely has far more leeway of say. But if you do watch in the writer's room, the way things are taken
I think there's definite gender things going on. I mean, I used to always say in a writer's room, I got so much more praise if I just laughed at the guys. Like, they were like, she gets it. I mean, I could have done 100 great jokes for them, but always when I laughed at them, that's when they would...
Well, the ego is fed. You know, people like laughers. Yes. And when things are funny, I'm happy to be the greatest audience. Right. But when they aren't, I really can't manufacture it. And it's not always... Comedy really isn't subjective. There are things that are just not funny, especially hack stuff, trite stuff in the writer's room. How many times we trot this thing out, you know, this gag out or something you could see coming down the pike 50 yards away.
I had a meeting with a guy recently who's a pretty well-known television personality who wants to do something in the vein of Jon Stewart, and I said, well, you need writers. You need a lot of writers.
You need Jon Stewart.
And, I mean, he goes, well, it's mostly attitude. Mm-hmm. He really thought that Jon Stewart was just like, you know, doing.
Or you need that one person that you get to be almost the Aaron Sorkin, if you will. You know, somebody that wears all the hats and can pull off attitude with content and write for themselves and others.
Right.
That would work, but just attitude, that's ridiculous.
I mean, he thought he could write the show himself. I was like, I can't write that whole show myself. He's like, I could.
Well, then you should have said, write that show. I challenge you.
I said, please do. Yes.
It's like people that think they could do comedy, they get up and, you know, like... I don't know. You work with...
I did a show pretty recently with someone...
I'm in the room.
A professional chef, and she did her... I thought she was doing a one-woman show, but then she kind of... Right before she went on, I was opening for her, and then I had to, like, interview her after, so I thought it was, like, all with a book or something. But it wasn't. She just felt like doing stand-up.
Some people, they think... Because sometimes some comics make it look deceptively easy.
Right.
And,
well,
I think
that's
they can do it.
True.
But then also there's some people that are under the impression it is easy or that they're very funny.
Yeah.
Now, most people in life, doesn't matter what you do for a living, are not very funny. Most people. There are a lot of very funny people that will never get into entertainment. Like some of the funniest people you know, right, aren't in friends from high school, whatever, are not in entertainment or do comedy. But for the most part, a lot of people who think they can just do it. Can't, because you wouldn't think that if you actually were interested in it or respected the form. You wouldn't think, hey, I think I'm just going to be a lawyer. I think I can do it. I really do think I can do it. I'm just going to get a briefcase and I'm going to go in there and I'm going to say things like sustained or no, that's the judge. Sorry. All right, I'll be a judge.
But I've seen enough shows where I think I could handle myself in the courtroom. I mean,
Can you give us a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. Where were you Tuesday night?
No, you would have to say on the night of.
See, you're doing it wrong already.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'd be good.
Objection, leading the witness.
She is good at a judge.
Actually, the other lawyer can say that. Can say that. And then the lawyer would say sustained or I'll allow it.
I had to go to court for I went through a red light and they wouldn't let me pay it online. They made me go to court, and he
on our 10th anniversary
came with me. It was our 10th wedding anniversary. We were going to go for dinner after, and we left that courtroom with the lady screaming, "I could have you for contempt of court."
To me,
because that's how good he is in a courtroom. Yes,
I didn't like how they treated her. I didn't like it.
No, I'm sure. You know what you need? You need a tough but fair African American, heavyset black woman as your judge who's had it up to here with you already. That's just her demeanor. No, Mr. Voss, you are on very thin ice. That kind of thing, because it gets it over with more quickly. And you know where you stand with that judge.
No, we had the bailiff yelling it at us.
Yeah, but we went in. It was just a nightmare.
I didn't know the bailiff could get involved.
It was
a guard outside.
She takes your thing, and then it's supposed to go in order. And we were first, and we ended up being last because she had lost our thing. And Rich had been asking her a lot of questions beforehand.
Because I didn't know.
She misunderstood that his aggressive personality as being rude, and it wasn't. He was just trying to find out how it worked. And then she said, "You've been on my case since you got here."
Yeah, I'm asking questions. I don't go to court.
Right. She made us pay.
How
we were
much?
also very, but just by being last, we just
Did you go, but it's our anniversary.
Well, we were very dressed up, too, which I think didn't help our cause.
Like you should have been for that radio show.
Yes,
this is the
right.
problem that we're having.
I dressed up for the wrong things.
Court and not for the show.
Yes.
We
got out alive.
Let's take a break, and we'll come back. We still have about 50 minutes, 45 minutes. Give us a call, 866-969-1969. Anything you want to plug? Any websites or?
I'm opening for Judy Gold at Caroline's Christmas week.
Oh,
you
yeah.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Anything you want?
Jews at a Christmas.
I don't. I've got a lot of road stuff. It'd be too hard to.
How do you get the word out?
I don't. Oh, is that
That's
me?
me.
Whose stomach was that? I was going to say, is that me?
I don't know. It's so weird with stomachs. You can never tell.
So the club.
I just had some self.
Where did you get? How did you get a list?
There's a list.
I don't have a website.
Somebody's got a website for you.
No.
Okay, read the
That's
list.
not mine. I honestly don't. There's not. There's a
reading?
fake me tweeting and a fake Facebook me, but I actually don't have a website. I don't know who. If somebody's being nice and doing that, what does that say? That list. Let me take a look at that list because I don't have a website.
Why
But
don't you
thank you.
This weekend, I will be at the Treehouse
And look,
in
there's pictures.
Connecticut with Jim Florentine. Friday and Saturday. Go to
I don't have a website
treehousecomedy.com. He got your dates in front of you. That's
Wow, some of these are, but also it says Facebook. I don't have a Facebook page, but yeah, this
dates
is
are correct.
true.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I already did the city one, the Tobin Center, San Antonio, Texas. That's on January 10th, and then on the 11th, Dallas, Texas, at the Granada Theater. Tuesday the 12th, Terminal West in Atlanta, Georgia. The 14th of January, the 40 Watt Club in Athens, Georgia. Okay.
oh, so you are doing all these.
And then on the
things.
16th, though, at the Orange Peel in Asheville, North Carolina, I'm taping a special.
Oh, an hour special?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Do you know when that's going to air or anything?
I don't know. How does that work?
I don't know. I don't know who's taping
Are you
it.
doing a deal?
Netflix?
Are you doing
Oh,
it for
that's
Netflix?
great. Okay, so that's a pretty quick turnaround. So,
I don't know. So I just know it's at the Orange Peel. in
I'm
Asheville,
so
North
excited about that.
Carolina. Yeah, I'm happy too. I'm glad that.
Yeah. When's the last time you did a special?
I did a special called "If You Will" in Seattle for Epics. I think.
I don't know how to get Epics.
Yeah, nobody does. In 2008, 7.
Oh, okay.
I honestly
it's
don't
been a
remember.
while.
It's been a while.
8
Yeah.
years or something.
That's great.
So,
Anything you?
In
When's your
fact,
book?
this photo is from that special. I'm standing on the roof in Seattle. This is in my bathroom, taken by my boyfriend in early 2000s.
Same boyfriend you have now?
Yes. With necklaces I've made for myself, not unlike the ones I've given.
I love my necklace. Thank you.
Yeah, that's when I could still wear cat eye glasses, but I'm too old for that now.
Oh,
Can't wear the cat eyes anymore.
Well, it's just too...
A woman of a certain age, you have to give up the cat eyes and go more with the Clark Kents.
I'm just going bigger and bigger.
Yeah, yes, that's why
I'm going to get like big round ones soon.
Yeah,
I'm going to go gray.
I'm
and
going
big
bigger
round.
to hide more face.
Yeah.
Bonnie, how do you order your book right now?
It's available on Amazon.com for pre-order, but also you can pre-order it from an independent bookstore.
Also,
it's called You're Better Than Me.
Women Aren't Funny. Don't watch it on Netflix. Watch it on iTunes. We make money off of iTunes. We'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom.
It's the Sideshow. Vos and Bonnie are back. This is My Wife Hates Me.
Vos and David are back. Bonnie and Janine went to get coffee or whatever, and they're lost. This weekend, I will be Treehouse Comedy. I think Friday, Westport, Saturday, New Haven. Myself and Florentine come out. You'll have a good time. David Feldman working with Judy Gold. Two great comics at Caroline.
That's the Christmas week.
They're there during Jew night, where you'll get all Jews and Asians.
Mm-hmm. And the Jews are actually, instead of eating Asian food, we're actually going to eat Asian.
God bless you. Great club.
Yes.
And what do you call it? She's fun. Judy Gold. I mean, she's out of her fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you gone into the clubs in New York? I saw you at the Stand.
Yeah, I'm trying to write a new act, and I'm going into smaller rooms to, it's New York is explain to me New York, because I'm talking to Vicky about it. Explain the club scene.
To me, the club scene in New York, it's, okay, Caroline's in Gotham, headline clubs. They bring in headliners on the weekend, whatever they do during the week, produce shows, I don't know. Stand-up, comic strip, every other club, Broadway, they're all, I don't know about Broadway, but they're all people in Times Square trying to get them to come in.
Right.
The two legitimate clubs to me, besides Caroline's and Gotham, are the Stand and the Cellar.
Right.
Okay? I'm at the Cellar tonight, matter of fact. The Cellar, to me, is like, boom. You gotta hit them over the head. You gotta fucking kill. And they're always expecting, too, someone to come in. Chris or Louie or, because they drop in. So the Cellar and the Stand, to me, besides when I'm working Caroline's, or I haven't worked Caroline's forever, but I'm friends with everybody there. I
think you and I worked it.
Did we?
Years ago.
Probably, but I moved over to Gotham. But I'm friends with them all. But I feel very comfortable at the Stand. The Stand, because it's not as big, and I could sit on a stool and just talk. I don't have to do a dog and pony, run around. I rather anywhere I could work where I could sit down.
Where do you work on your act?
On the road. That's where I come out. I don't have time in New York. If I come to New York, I'm only doing 10 or 15 minutes, right, during the week.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't work. I work on the road because I go on the road 2-3 times a month. I'm doing hour shows, so, I just, come up with some stuff, try it out in between other stuff to feel, and I got to come out with a new CD. I have 4 because I'm a fucking genius, but I need my 5th one to be at another level. You know what I mean? When you feel like you have to be at another level in comedy.
You put out more CDs than you've sold.
You wanted a coffee, right?
Yeah. See,
Thank you.
See, here,
the minute the girls come back, I can insult you.
Well, the problem with you, Dave, is no one likes you, and the reason why is when someone tries to help you, you know what it is. You can accept the fact that people like you and want to help you, and you have to, you know what I mean? You have to tear them down.
Yes.
And you don't need to do that because you're very funny and likable.
What are you guys talking about?
At the end of his career.
Rich is helping David learn something about himself.
See, here's the thing.
Do we hug at the end of the show?
Listen, I'm going on. See, listen to me. I'm going, in February, I'll have 30 years sober. 30 years. Okay? And the last 2 months, I started working on myself.
Is that true? Because I see no evidence of that.
Thing.
What's that?
It's like better late than never.
Yeah. What's that? Is what true?
That you've been working on yourself in the last 2 months?
No, I try. I mean, I go to more meetings now. I try to make...
I can't do the math. 86?
30 years? I don't know. All I know is... 30 years.
He hasn't been working on his math facts, I'll tell you that.
Nice one, Bonnie. Nice.
Well, anyway, folks, we're here. Drive time in Los Angeles.
Here's the deal. 29, right now, this is the only time in my life. I have 29 years sober right now, and this is the only time in my life, half my life has been sober, because I'm 58. So this is the only time it'll ever happen. And in February, God willing, if I make 30 years, it'll be the only time in my life I'll have over
half your life,
half my life sober. And I'm not saying sober because I'm not always sober.
And then you're going to die the next year? I don't understand.
What do you mean you're not always sober? Because I've been sober since 88.
Well, sober, do you act sober?
Sorry about that last
sober, there's a difference between not drinking and living a sober life.
Where's Janine?
She's powdering.
She's unpacking a bag.
I know.
You don't need to unpack, Janine. We're only here for 25 more minutes.
I just need to get more business out of it.
Okay.
So, but you quit drinking, you said how long ago?
In 1988.
1988. Did you quit through a rehab or a 12-step program or on your own or?
AA.
12-step, don't listen.
Or in Canada, it's called AA.
Yeah,
right, Bonnie? Huh?
Hey.
Yeah?
Okay.
Right.
We don't say AA here because we don't want to break a tradition. We say a 12-step program because when fucking people
you better
listen,
do right.
No, that's all right.
Because anonymous?
Well, no, when you say AA...
Believe me, doing this show, we're anonymous.
What do you think it's standing for?
See, I see how I lash out at you?
Yeah, that's okay. That's
Sorry.
okay. here's because everybody goes, well, I'm in AA, and celebrities say it, and then next thing you know, they go out and fucking drink, and people, the regular Joe goes, oh, see, it doesn't work. He's drinking. So you say a 12-step only because
you don't have to. They can say that with anybody. It doesn't have to be person in entertainment. Recidivism is rife in.
What's that?
Recidivism is very natural in any AA program. Again, it's not about them looking at somebody who's an entertainer and saying it doesn't work. They can look at somebody they work with.
Yes, no, I know, but when you see it on TV or it's on radio or you know what I mean, when you see like
because why you're always supposed to be carrying a positive message? Is that why?
No. When you see like celebrity rehab, what was it with Dr. Drew?
Jesus, one hopes somebody doesn't watch celebrity rehab. There are so many more problems with celebrity rehab.
God, right.
Dr. Drew.
It's so true. Dr. Drew needs celebrity rehab for his fame addiction.
Not because they give a shit about role models. They watch it because it's a train wreck.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't want them to succeed. Anybody who would watch that nonsense. And clearly, any doctor who would be on TV with a show like that is not at all concerned with the welfare of those people.
I know. Janine doesn't understand how radio works.
If you're going to do that, you might as well. If a doctor does that, he might as well give sex tips with Adam Carolla on the radio. I mean, that's just kind of.
Yeah, actually, that's where Dr. Drew. Oh, I was going to go back to the chair. You don't have to do that. Sorry. That's so nice. Thank you. I'm sorry. I just stay here on my knees.
We're not on break, Janine. This is real.
No, that's why I'm trying to project my voice.
Oh, you're doing great.
What's the problem? Why are you at my board? What did I do?
He's just helping.
Oh,
he's
okay.
doing his job.
Huh?
We're just not used to it. Lois.
Well, anyhow, so how long has it been? Now, you didn't. You never.
See what's going on over here?
What the fuck is she doing?
Baby powdering.
More baby
sweating.
You don't believe in unarmed deodorant? You know,
I always forget to buy it. It's the worst thing, and I think about it all the time. And I always look at the Old Spice because I love Old Spice Original Scent. And I look at it when I'm in Duane Reade getting Red Bull and go, I should get that.
You know, hugging Janine is like when my grandfather used to crawl into bed.
Oh, God.
I just got Feldman.
It's the Old Spice. It's just like Grandpa. Don't tell your mother.
Post-traumatic stress disorder rearing its ugly head.
I can't do any grandmother sex jokes in front of Dave because it'll just reminisce our trip to Montreal.
Oh, yes. Who was? Oh, I was talking to Alan Havey about. Oh, no, he didn't have to follow you.
No, he opened.
Yeah.
I had a headline.
Let's not bring this up. The fact that you ruined my career in Montreal.
Alan Havey, great actor, great on Mad Men.
Yes, he's so great on Mad Men.
Yes. I didn't ruin your career. You can't ruin something that's never was. How do you?
Rich.
What?
That's what you look like. Just FYI.
Who?
I wish this guy would.
I saw his face. I don't look like him.
That's so great for radio listeners.
I know. It's like a 60-year-old dude that's still like.
I'm sorry, I'm fidgety. It's hard to sit in a chair for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although I'm a very lazy person who's super fidgety. It's a very strange combination.
You're complicated.
Aren't I? Like an onion.
You need to...
in or out of the ointment. Either way, peel the layers.
Put some baby powder on the chair.
Did you put some on my coat.
Janine, did you ever do Stern? Were you like a Stern comic?
No, he did not. He never liked me, but also I never had a desire way back to be on a show where there was going to be bullying or cajoling into saying nasty things. And things of that nature.
We don't do that.
But I actually just felt like a lot of comics and actors and stuff would go on, and high school starts again. You see them doing things and saying ththings they would not have said, and going to things that I think they would be embarrassed about. Why did I do this? Why did I participate in this bashing of someone? Because people are scared, and it's almost like this trophy. Howard Stern likes me? Oh, okay, I'm going to pile on. You know what I mean? Because people have a fear of him not liking you, so they'll do things they wouldn't ordinarily do.
So this guy said, I said comics are self-centered, and I just proved it. What does it mean? How the fuck? Go to this. Go to Matt in Connecticut, please. Matt.
Because you just spent the last 10 minutes talking about yourself.
No, I did. I talked about recovery. Are you stupid?
Hey, don't get angry. Rich, you're working on yourself now.
I know.
No, how did I talk about myself? I'm talking about recovery. That's all.
You're talking about recovery, but you're talking about you in the guise of recovery.
Yeah, and guess what? And guess what? Guess what?
Janine makes a valid point. It is your show. You've been given a show to talk about yourself.
And is this guy really angry at you?
No, but they think they could call up. They think it's just the morning radio where I'm their fucking punching bag. Let me tell you something. The fact that I'm talking about recovery. No, the fact that I'm talking about 30 years sober, maybe that might help somebody out there who's thinking, hey, I have no hope.
Do they have to say hey twice?
You know what? But Rich, I'm sure you're probably right. But you got two guests there. I want to hear from them. It's a little hard to hear.
No,
from,
you don't want to hear from David. Maybe Janine. David has nothing to say.
He has a lot.
And Janine,
I've been talking a lot. I just wasn't on the mic.
Janine wasn't ready to come back to the mic, so I was killing time.
I'm sorry. I was putting baby powder on me because I sweat a lot.
So Matt, you're not in a room. You don't know what's going on. I was okay. So anyhow, thank you.
So I'm not in the room. I don't know what's going on.
Did you know Janine was not by the microphone?
I'm listening to the show. You got to take me into account, don't you?
No, I don't. You know what?
I'm sorry. I thought I was projecting. I was actually. I apologize. I was on the floor, putting baby powder on because I was sweating, and then I thought I was talking loud enough so you could hear.
I think you could
on the mic.
Could you hear her, Matt?
That's sexy as shit, right there.
It is, isn't it? Baby powder.
And here's the thing, Matt. When I'm talking about recovery, yes, I'm going to talk about myself because I'm the one in recovery that I'm talking about. But I'm trying to carry a little message in life, okay? Because maybe that is why I'm. Who knows? Who knows my reason? Because it's not my comedy. So maybe, hey. Maybe I just gave someone hope. Maybe not you, but maybe somebody out there got hope. Hey, he can stay sober 30 years. Maybe I can.
No, you're giving me hope, Rich.
Oh, God, do I hate...
Thanks for calling, Matt. And you can call in 866-969-1969. We're drive time in Los Angeles.
They think because you're a comic, you got to do backflips and be funny and this and that. All I know is...
You're using sweeping there, broad strokes. They.
Just call listeners, or when you call a radio show in the morning...
Well, that's the nature of call-in for these shows. That's why when I had a radio show with Sam Cedar, he wanted callers. I always said, please no, please no callers, because I was always frightened that there would be harsh criticism coming with the calls, which I
don't mind.
Why is it hard for people to be positive, call in and go,
well, a lot of people are. A lot of people call and say very nice things, but there's always sometimes people that want to. I just find the call-in portion of a show does invite possibly things you're not going to want to hear about yourself. But a lot of people are very, very nice, very kind.
It's the anonymity.
Right. Well, just like, I guess in the world of the
Twitter.
Computer. Is that how the kids are? Computer? Mm-hmm. The box that people look. Is it a box now, or is it a very slim thing that you could carry?
They give it to you in a backpack.
All right, take a call.
Oh. Speaking of which, let's take a call.
Real quick.
Nate.
Hi guys, how's everybody tonight?
Good. How are you?
Thank you for calling.
I got two things. Okay, Rich, you said something the other day. I think it was on Jimmy and Opie show. You said something about when you have abs, like, and I was confused. And really, I'm being honest. Like, you said when you have biceps and abs, and I appreciate that because you work out. You said when you have abs and biceps, they're covered up, but you always have them.
No, once you build the muscle, once you build ab muscles or biceps, you'll always have that muscle, but you might...
the same for triceps?
What's that?
Is it
We get a lot of different kinds of calls.
Yes. No, I'm saying with muscle.
People need help with alcoholism.
Strengthen your core.
Sometimes people need some workout advice.
I don't. I refuse to.
What?
I just look. I have a problem with authority. I refuse to strengthen my core, but I know that it's very important to do so, especially when you have a bad back, as I do.
But I'm saying once you have abs, you have them, but you might gain weight and cover it with fat, but the abs are still under.
They're still there.
They're still there. That's what I meant.
Okay. No, that's all. I was just asking. You work out. I respect that. Now, Janine, I got to tell you this. Now,
I don't have abs. I'm sorry, I don't have abs. But go ahead.
She looks fantastic.
I agree. The bowling ball you had in Mystery Men.
Yes.
With the skull. Okay. I bowled 200-300 games with that in 2 nights. And it was kind of a joke because I was talking to it, like, hey, which way should I go, left or right?
And did it advise you correctly?
200 or 300 games.
Well, I have the original bowling ball with the skull that was made for the film out of glass. The one, that's the hero ball. The one I used for scenes that I had to throw was a very light ball because I couldn't throw a glass ball. But at Halloween, I busted out because the kids love it in the building.
No, that's cool.
They love looking at a skull ball.
I got to say, you actually made the movie because the whole Pee Wee Herman guy, doing his...
Paul Reubens? Oh, no, I actually feel I was a very weak link in that movie. I thought that Hank Azaria...
No. Hysterical.
No, I think that Bill Macy and Hank Azaria...
it was just on the other night
were
on
particularly great. But the Blue Raj, Hank Azaria's character was my favorite. And also... oh, my God, why do I keep blanking names? The singer, Tom Waits.
Oh, he's great.
Fantastic.
He was in Ironweed. Tom Waits is a great
Ironweed
actor.
was great.
He was great in that.
I thought it was great.
Thank you.
I love your show, you guys.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks for calling.
Also, the reason I talk...
We have another call about
hold on.
the Men of Mystery.
But hold on. The reason I talk about recovery a lot, because David's over here right now cutting up lines of sugar in front of him. So maybe...
It's just a habit. It's a habit.
Do you feel bad that you've come to the show?
No,
I don't.
That's fun.
What?
It doesn't look like he's having fun.
I am. No, I'm having a great time.
Do some bits.
Eddie G from Canada.
Yeah, from Montreal. The other.
Oh, I love Canadians. Although Montreal, are you Bloc Québécois?
I'm not French, but there are a lot of French people here, as you know.
Yes.
I'm calling because Artie once was on Stern. He said he really did get along well with Janine Garofalo, but I always said if I ever get a chance to ask her, maybe she'll have her own answer to how that went.
He did or didn't?
He said he didn't.
I don't even really know Artie Lang.
Here's the thing, too. When Artie was on Stern, you can't take him for everything he said.
I don't know him.
Okay, maybe. I thought he was in the movie, though. He said he was in the movie and he knew you, and he didn't like you.
Artie's one of the nicest guys. First of all,
there's a lot of people who don't like me for, and it's a thing that hurts my feelings terribly. Although I did hear that Artie Lang defended me oddly at a roast.
Maybe he changed his mind.
But I honestly, I know who he is, and we have crossed paths, but I don't. That actually hurts my feelings that he doesn't.
No.
Was he in the movie Mystery Men?
It was like 9 years ago. He was on Stern, so he's been on.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet.
I think part of it too is that it's perhaps that there's a lot of content going through that show every day. He's got to say shit constantly.
Another thing, I really liked your TV show. You were on the crime show. It was about 3 years ago. What was it called?
Criminal Mind, Suspect Behavior?
Yeah. I like that show.
It's one of her proudest.
Oh, thank you.
I thought it would make it another third or fourth
year. It got canceled, but thank you for watching it.
Did you like doing 24? Did you like doing 24?
Thanks for calling in.
Thanks for calling. I enjoyed doing 24 because I had friends that were on it doing it. It was very fun. I did not agree with some of the ideology of the show, that torture works and all that, the aggression.
That's what I used to think about. I go, and here's the thing with me. If someone said to Rich Voss, do a beer commercial, I would say no. They would say do it as an actor, maybe.
Right, I'm not playing myself.
Okay, so you were an actor on the show that you were, like your political beliefs would totally be
against.
They
run counter to Joel Sernow's, but the point is I'm not being myself.
You're not being yourself.
And also, it's nice to have a job, and also Mary Lynn was on it, and some other people, and it was a very enjoyable experience.
Are you still friends with Mary Lynn?
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah, she's great. She's great.
So I thought you were great on it. I mean, you did one
Janice Gold. Janice Gold, Computer Genius, which is the most hilarious thing since I know nothing of the tech world.
And West Wing, you were fan.
West Wing, I was Jimmy Smith's campaign advisor.
Holy shit!
You've you've had a very successful.
Jimmy Smith could have won should have won that thing. I think as much as I love Alan Alda.
He beat Alan Alda. He won.
Did he? Because the show was canceled shortly after.
No. Jimmy Smith was inaugurated. Alan Alda lost.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. I guess I did my job.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been friends? How do you know each other?
I met you many years ago.
I remember you gave me acting lessons in Boston. I remember Dave Thomas called me to audition for a part, and I was playing Catch a Rising Star in Cambridge, and you hung out with me and actually gave me acting lessons.
That is, I am sorry, because I'm not a great person to do that, but are you sure acting lessons, or we just run lines for something you were...
I had to audition for Dave Thomas, and I was really nervous because
I'm sure I wouldn't have given you lessons, but I
do you blame Janine?
Yes.
Can you go to Florida real quick?
I would never deign to give you lessons, but I do enjoy running lines with people, or when they want to do stuff like that. Audition.
What people are talking about when they say that you're self-centered. They're talking, having a nice conversation. You're like, somebody wants to say something about me.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you just said, please go to Florida, which is, it says here, Rich.
No, he was telling you to retire.
No.
Please go to Florida. Be a snowbird.
No, because I think it's a recovery thing. And you're right. I was saying that off to you, not to them. So don't rat me out till the end of the bus.
Of course I'm going to rat you out.
You guys, you're tearing us apart. You're tearing us apart.
I've told them many times, you can't treat me like a secretary. I won't allow it. If you want me to do the phones, I'll do the phones.
All right.
But I won't have you take number 4.
Sorry.
Whatever you do.
Do you have coffee over there?
No.
Rich, what Bonnie's saying is when you ask her to do things in that tone, can you see how it makes her feel less than?
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you say it in a nicer way without Bonnie feeling threatened?
Do you want me to take Florida?
No, I'd rather talk to
Well, now the Florida person, we should, because the Florida person is going, yes, please.
Marriage is a long car ride.
Now,
yes.
Now, Janine is telling me.
That's why I would prefer not to get married.
James.
That's why I take the bus.
Yeah. Or walk.
Go ahead,
and I
Florida.
have a Metro card.
You want to talk so bad? Go ahead.
What part of Florida?
Yeah, Rich, I appreciate your encouraging voice of reason always, and Bonnie, you got to lay off Rich a little bit. I mean,
how dare you? I'm in charge of the phones. I can hang up on you at any time.
That was a trick, just because I knew Rich is so narcissistic. He would answer my call.
Yes. So you knew. They know if it's something positive.
Because you build community on these type of broadcasts.
In all seriousness, I have been struggling with pain medication addiction, and I listen to him occasionally on the show, and you listen to your guys' shows, and I really am trying to resolve to cut that.
Do you think Florida has anything to do with it, in all seriousness? Because Florida honestly has a lot of unregulated pain medication dispensaries.
They shut down a lot of those. Mine is legitimate as far as I have a chronic gout very badly. I mean, and I'm very young to have it, and so it's something that I kind of need. I don't get I don't take more than I'm prescribed, but it changes your personality, and I don't like the person that it makes me.
Mm-hmm. So,
I
don't like the way you are either.
No,
Remember what you said, James, at the beginning?
Don't be mean to a caller.
I'm going to say that's the.
How did you get gout?
Gout, yes.
How did you get that at such a young age?
I don't know. Maybe genetic. It's a long thing. I had my first bout of gout when I was 21 years old, and I was in good shape. I played collegiate sports, so a college football player. I imagine the beer and all the protein certainly didn't help, but I don't know. I've had it bad since I was 21. I'm 34 now. So.
And what's the cure?
There's no cure. I mean, there's things that you can do to alleviate it. You take like Uloric and so you remember that commercial that had the big glass of green, what is it, liquid, that uric acid, when that first came out?
Uh-huh.
It lowers your uric acid content in your bloodstream, and there's some anti-inflammatories you take.
What about being a vegetarian?
I've tried that. I did it for a year, and it didn't. It helped a little, but it wasn't enough to justify me not eating meat. And I'm a big fan of meat. It's just.
And what's the pills? What pills are you addicted to?
He was just saying Lorac or something.
Well, no. Uloric is the pill I take for uric acid. Colchicine is the anti-inflammatory. It's basically like a poison that keeps your immune system from attacking the joints. But I have been taking, instead of taking a lot of ibuprofen to alleviate the stiffness of my joints, I asked the doctor, I said, is there any pain medicine I could take that's not as bad on my liver? So I'm taking all this other stuff. And so he gave me, I don't know what it's called, Lortabs. and so I take 2 of those a day.
Well, I'm ready to start drinking again.
Listen because we got to kind of wrap it. Here's my opinion. Here's what I think, because I get anxiety medicine, and I never if they say take a whole, I take less than a half. Okay, only because next thing you know, I'm melting it down and shooting it. So if you're taking 2 every other day, try for a while 1.5, and then go down to 1, and see how you can live. If you can live. Not pain-free, but less pain on one, and then try to, deal with it where you're not doing, the maximum dosage.
Slowly, just like a week, cut it. Like if I take 2 every day, take 1.5 for a week, and then half a pill.
Or even 2 weeks. And then you wean yourself off backward.
Just wean yourself down. Wean yourself down and see how your body handles when you're down to 1 a day.
But I think with gout, if I'm understanding gout, because mostly I see it on Masterpiece Classic when people have gout from the Edwardian era. It takes like a complete change of diet and lifestyle and exercise and things of that nature.
Well, that's true, and that's what the doctors recommended I do. I mean, I'm a big guy. I'm 300 pounds, but I'm 6'3". I'm football, but it's all turned to mush now. But I did lose 70 pounds a couple of years ago, right before I got married.
The vegetarian year?
And it actually didn't even help any. I mean, I actually hurt worse. I don't know what the deal was.
Maybe you just have a genetic predisposition for...
I think that's what it is. But I look at my background. My father, he doesn't... I don't know much about his family, but he doesn't have gout. And my grandparents, they never had gout. I'm like the only one in the family that I know about. It's just like... horrible.
Well, listen,
but it's more of like a stiffness of the joints than the full.
Maybe you've been misdiagnosed or something too. Maybe you have arthritis, early onset arthritis, or.
I actually, I had several tests, and they first thought it was pseudo gout, which is instead of a uric acid crystal buildup in your joints, it's a calcium crystals.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get out of this?
But have you ever seen Mystery Diagnosis or something? It takes somebody going through 50 doctors to find the right.
I'm going to give you Janine's phone number, and you guys
Murray Hill 7.
Hopefully.
Hey, listen, good luck. Try to win yourself off it.
Thanks for calling.
And a lot of people that have gout watch Women Aren't Funny on iTunes, and it helps them with their gout.
5 minutes.
I think that's a very small
Lewis
demographic.
was really nodding when he was talking about his gout. Do you have gout, Lewis?
No, I don't have gout, but it's like a lot of older black people that are in my family that have been drinking wine for 60 years.
They have gout. And they also have the sugar.
Oh, you knew. I could see you were back there. Mm-hmm.
Why, is that because they were drinking Thunderbird? Or
and the sickle cell? The sickle cell.
Yeah.
If we have a caller about sickle cell.
Anybody have a Pika balloon following them around? No one remembers that. I'm so old.
I'm going to try to go through some of these. What do you feel about the Larry Sanders Show?
Love the Larry Sanders Show, and Gary Shandling was one of the best bosses I ever had.
What's Stallone like?
Very nice. We got along very, very well. His politics are not mine, but we had a very, very nice time.
Are you taller than him?
Frank, I don't know. No, he is tall. I'm 5'1". He is 5'7".
Okay.
Ish. 5'8", maybe. But I enjoyed his company very much.
You never made out with him?
No. The reason I think he treated me in the way that he did is because I was not an object of desire for him.
He could see you as a person.
So he saw me.
Janine, I haven't seen all the Rocky films. Which round did you go down
I'm in the one with the Russians.
Wait,
I was in Copland.
When you did
that's right. I love that movie.
Yes, he was very good in it.
Copland.
Janine was in so many great things.
I know.
In the 90s, I was in a lot of movies.
When you did, when you were working on
Harvey Keitel and
yeah. He called me Officer Krupke because he could never remember my name.
And Michael Rappaport.
Yeah. Oh, great actor, Michael Rappaport.
When you were working on set on a lot of these things, did they all come to the club to watch you too?
Oh God, no! First of all, I would never, ever say to somebody, "Hey, I'm doing stand-up," especially somebody like Harvey Keitel or whatever. But
Copland was supposed to save Sylvester Stallone's career.
I don't think his career needs much saving.
Well, that was supposed to be his Pulp Fiction,
right? It's one of those things where it didn't work out that way
because of the hearing loss scene when that last scene where he overacted. overacted where he couldn't hear?
No. I think there was problems with distribution, and also there was issues with the director and the cut he wanted and the studio and all that kind of stuff.
Well, what was the last scene?
He just overacted. He played a great small town cop over the Hudson River. And he was great up until that last scene where he just chewed the scenery.
Would you say that to his face?
I would.
I thought he was very good. I thought the movie was very good. There's also, you can see the director's cut.
It's a great movie.
Which is different from the one that was released. But, that was, I enjoyed working with him very much. He was very nice.
Your career is not over. You're just going to take off. First of all, this show is really big. But you have...
Janine, this is going to do wonders for you.
We're drive time in L.A.
If you had Twitter, it'd be crazy right now.
I accept where my career is at. It's not like I'm waiting for another...
She's got like a shit ton of things going on.
No, it's not that. It's not that. What I'm saying is I got very, very lucky at one time, and I'm grateful for that. It dialed down, as they say. It may never come back that way again. I accept that. That's just the way it is. As long as I can still do stand-up and work occasionally in acting, which is not up to me.
Can you make the phone ring, or do you just have to wait for it to ring?
Well, I'm sure there are proactive people.
This is a technical question, not about show business. I'm actually talking about cell phones.
A lot of this,
there's an app
I don't
you
have
can get.
Have you seen the movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson, where she accesses 100% of her brain? She's colonizing her brain. She can make the phone ring. I can't. I would have to.
Well, we're so glad that you came and did our show.
Thanks for having
us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
David Feldman, you don't have very many people coming back a second time. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Mostly because people won't. They refuse to do this
because they're busy that night.
Yes.
This was a dream come true. I'm really glad you made it. I'm a big fan.
Thank you. That's very nice.
That's big fan.
I'd like to end every radio show with Janine the way it always ends. Well, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree.
This weekend, come to Connecticut.
Coward's way out.
TreehouseComedy.com. Come see me and Florentine. Janine's dates, you can find them
apparently on some other website.
And Dave Feldman at Caroline's with Judy Gold. Christmas week. Bonnie's book pre-ordered on Amazon. Thank you guys. You have no idea how happy I am after this.
Thank you.